and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
For their agent's eyes. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the-right-seat.
Brought to you by the National
And our family bonds grow too. Because when we disconnect from
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
And reconnect with your family. Find a forest near you and discover the forest.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque is 95.9 FM and AM 610 KNML.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services.
Game day in the pit. It's always a good time. Legislature's in session, so you get a bunch of legislators coming down from Santa Fe. All the big dogs will be there. It's not 9 o'clock at night. It's your basic 7 o'clock game. There's no NFL in the way. I mean, I almost said call with your excuses, but don't push send. Just have fun and get out to the pit tonight. Good morning, boys and girls. Happy game day and Merry Wednesday. It's the opening drive. On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. How you living?
What it do?
You all right?
All right.
I mean, game day, 7 o'clock Wednesday. Is 6 o'clock better? I mean, 7 o'clock gives you time to get home.
I appreciate 6:30.
Do you like 6:30 better? There's 6:30 pregame. I mean, you get to get home. You can have a little dinner if you want. Change your clothes. Grab the family. Don't change your clothes. Get out a little early. Have dinner. Whatever. I mean, there's no NFL on. Get in your way tonight. You got a team that's 9-9 overall, 3-4 in conference play, playing a little bit better. They got some dudes who can score a little bit. I don't know, man.
A pesky Fresno State team.
They can beat you.
They can. I look at the Lobos at home, and I think back to that Grand Canyon game and setting the tone and leaving no doubt, and that's what you have to do because this is a time of year where teams get tripped up, and you can't have one of those losses.
Ask Utah State what happened last night in Logan, huh? I mean, honestly, what the hell happened? I fell asleep. I'm not going to lie. Did you sit up and watch that whole thing?
That is a great question because Utah State at home jumped out to a lead after the game was tied at half, at 38. They start on a 20-6 run.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that thing was done. I watched that thing, and I'm like, okay, I've seen enough. Like, I get it.
It's a 14-point game with 12:44. That's a lot of time to play, but you're at home. You're rolling, and you lose that game. Woo, second place up for grabs.
Yep. It's all yours if you win tonight. UNLV 86, Utah State 76 in Logan last night. And it's the second straight loss for the mighty Utags, who just listen to their fan base, are the best thing that ever happened to basketball, and certainly in this region. Are they the Boise State football fan base? Like on the
I think they
on the
have
social media
surpassed San Diego State, because it's not just rivalry stuff. Like they just run it. Like it's not. I understand in sports, people are gonna act a certain way, but I look at Utah State, I'm like, I don't even want to hang out with you.
Right.
Like I wouldn't even want to be like, yo, what's up? Good game after the fact. Like there's just some no thank you. People.
San Diego State idiot. That's not fair. San Diego State thumb guy on the social media is at least relatively witty at times. And it's like, all right, we're on you this week, but they got something else to do with it, right? So after they're done with you, they move on to whomever's next, or go to the beach bra or whatever. Utah State basketball Twitter guy feels like there's nothing else in that person's life to live for. They live for Utah State basketball, period. And they're not that damn funny. They're zero rationale, right? There's no reality. There's no rationality to it. And they become the most obnoxious fan base on the social media in this league.
Yeah, it's double too with Fonalier, the Mountain West. What's happening moving forward?
Drake Gibbs Lawhorn, 21 points, 13 points in the second half for the Rebels. Tyron Jones, 20. Game was tied 38 all at halftime. As JJ just told you, Utah State opened the second half on a 20-6 run. They were up 58-44 with 12:44 to go when the melatonin kind of hit. And I said, I'm done. And then UNLV shot 50% from the field. They're 5-1 when they shoot 50% or more. There's another team, by the way, and you still got to go deal with them twice. You want to talk about landmines in this league, and why, how many losses do you think the team who wins the league will have? And I thought the answer, when I put the over-under at 4.5 a few weeks ago, that felt like the right number to consider. With San Diego State being off to a 7-0 start, you're starting to say, well, maybe it's 3 because, look at the start they're off to. But there's landmines, and Vegas is one of them. Look, Fresno can be one of them tonight. Nevada is going to beat some people. Like they just, don't you believe Nevada's going to get, whether it's San Diego State, New Mexico, Utah State, whomever it happened, and obviously Grand Canyon, because Grand Canyon tripped Utah State the other day.
Yeah, Grand Canyon at home is a different beast, and you look at the standings right now. I still think Utah State's good. I think Utah State and New Mexico, and I'll give Nevada the benefit right now.
Nevada won last night. They win in Reno, beat San Jose State 87-54.
So New Mexico, if they win tonight, then that's 3 teams that are 6-2, which I think would be fair to tier them right there.
And Nevada coming in on Saturday.
With Nevada coming in, as you mentioned, on Saturday, to kind of start deciding, right, who's going to be able to at least try to stay close to the Aztecs. Because if it's 3 or more, you're not catching San Diego State.
If the gap is
Losses.
3 or more?
Yeah. I don't think the Aztecs are dropping 3 games.
Well, look, they got a little stretch now coming up, too. San Diego State's got 2 on the road. They got to go to Grand Canyon on Saturday, which I think is a pretty interesting watch Saturday night. And you get that after. You can go watch the Lobos and Reno, and then you get that late night. And then they got to go to UNLV, where they've historically struggled. And look, UNLV is, to me, and just watching them last night, you tell me if I'm wrong, this is the absolute, I don't care who the coach is. I mean, you can go through all the coaches you've had, from TJ Otzelberger to Kevin Kruger to whomever it happens. I don't care. They're a team that has incredible athleticism, that can score, that can defend. When they decide they want to be really good, they look really good, and they can get you.
I agree with that. And I think, Grand Canyon is nipping at the heels of that top 3, because you have to give them a ton of credit for the way they beat Utah State. And things happen in a season. There's ruts, and it's how do you get out of it? How do you make sure 2 doesn't turn into 3?
Well,
and that's what Utah State's trying to figure out right now for New Mexico. It's protecting the pit against a pesky team in Fresno State, just what they can do defensively, turn you over. They have some good one-on-one scorers, but I trust this Lobo team at home for 40 minutes over Fresno State, and just to not only keep your resume as is, avoid a bad loss, but give you an opportunity to say, hey, what if there's that bump in the road that's unexpected for San Diego State? How are you going to keep yourself in position to take advantage of that? Because you look at what's ahead, and yeah, you have Utah State twice. You have your trip to Grand Canyon. You'll have the Nevada double.
Yeah.
But you only play UNLV
coming
once.
in. The Aztecs come here.
So you have a lot of those opportunities with the teams that are either in front of you with the Aztecs to at least try to get that split, or separate yourself and say, hey, second place, build a resume, maybe see what happens with a couple of these road games, which are going to look good. Nevada, Utah State on your resume if you can get those done, and see what happens.
Well, take care of business first tonight, because you talked about a stretch for San Diego State. Look, they're in a stretch right now where they had New Mexico on Saturday. They got to go at Grand Canyon, at UNLV. They get Colorado State in, and then they got to go to Logan. I mean, they've already got through New Mexico. So over the next 4, do they lose 2 of those? Do they, at Grand Canyon, at UNLV, home for Colorado State, at Utah State. You don't think they lose 2 of those games?
I don't.
Okay. Now, if they don't, they're going to win this league. If they get through this stretch and they win 3 out of those 4,
that's your regular season game.
I think they're going to win the league.
They dropped 2. All right, let's go.
I mean, and Grand Canyon on Saturday night is going to be incredibly boozy. I'm sorry, incredibly loud. They just knocked off a ranked team for the first time there in, I don't know, however long, whatever it was. I watched the whole scene, watched them mob the court and the whole thing. Those people are nuts. This is what they live for down there. They got the ranked team, now they get the bully coming in. That's what San Diego State is. So go take care of your business, because you're in a pretty big stretch for yourself right now. So it's the Lobos and Fresno State. Fresno State is 140 in the net coming in. They're 9-9. They're 3-4 in conference play. The Lobos are in a stretch where they too have some stuff, right? They just went to San Diego and lost. They get Fresno. They get Nevada, who's good, and it's going to be interesting to see what the emotion is on Saturday night, because I promise you that game means way more to you all than it does to this group of people who have no idea necessarily even who Steve Alford and Craig Neal are, let alone their history. But it's going to mean a lot more to you. Then you got to go to Vegas next week. You know, a week from yesterday, you'll be in UNLV. The road trip to San Jose where you lost last year, and then in come Utah State and Boise State, and then you got to go to Grand Canyon. You're in a tough little stretch right now too. So go out and take care of business. And the Red Panthers.
What a night.
I mean, and the Red Panthers. Do you ever watch her act?
I've seen the clips.
So they show clips, right? She is pretty freaking incredible. So there's this lady, I don't know what her name is, her real name is. She's it's Ring Yu. Ring is her first name, NIU is her second name. Chinese American performer. She rides this unicycle, this high, it looks like she's about, I don't know, JJ, she's 10 feet in the air, right? By the time, where her head is. And she bounces these bowls while riding a unicycle on her head and on her feet and on her knees and on her legs, and flips them up in the air and they land on her head and they stack like they do sitting in your cabinet. I mean, she is, it amazes me. It flat out amazes me every time I watch that. So I'm in. Get your beer before halftime. If you're getting a beer or a soda or a hot dog, whatever it is. And go out and watch the Red Panthers. All right, we got a lot to do today. 505-246-0610. Lobos and Fresno State. There you go. Oh, you weren't here when Dude called last week. It happened to be a game day, but it was a Monday after.
Oh, I heard about it.
Yeah. You missed that. Was that a Friday after?
I believe.
Oh, wait, no, the playoff.
That was a Tuesday morning because I was traveling, and then Wednesday I got the rundown from y'all.
Yeah. So there you go, Stan. All Lobo basketball in your first segment for you, because that's a big story. Now we're going to hit other stuff, because Mike McDaniel evidently has a job. Brian Daboll's going to be getting interviewed. Baker Mayfield has no love for his former coach, who's now back in his division. The Baseball Hall of Fame has a couple of new entrants.
How can you win and still be upset?
You
beat Purdue and you're
talking about
still
me,
upset.
Mick
Yeah.
Cronin?
Yeah.
Me,
Yeah.
my alter ego, Mick Cronin? I'll tell you how. I'm going to let Mick Cronin tell you. I'll tell you how. Yeah, Big Ten. I want to say thank you to them. That's how. I think the bigger question is, how the hell did UCLA win? No, honestly, the way they've been playing to get Purdue in there and beat Purdue, where's Jerry Palm when you need him?
Purdue got a little soft being in Cali for a few days.
Yeah, you're going to have to hit Jerry Palm with that tomorrow. I don't know that he equates me as the doppelganger for Mick Cronin, but beating his team, we may have a problem with Jerry Palm. So that'll be tomorrow as well. All right, when we come back, I got NFL news for you. The latest going on. I want you to get in on tonight's Lobos-Fresno State game, because it's one of those games, man. Don't sleep on it. You know, it's a cold Wednesday night in January. Don't sleep on a team like that coming in here, because they can nip you. And this feels like a game that you might find yourself down early in the second half, and the Pitt crowd wakes up and wills you to a victory. We haven't had a real Pitt game yet, have we, for the Eric Olin era? You've had games where the Pitt has woken up. I don't know that you've had a Pitt game yet. Maybe that'll be tonight, or maybe you hold that off for somebody else. 505-246-0610. That's how to get in today. 505-246-0610. Your emails come in. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Adrian's producing on TV. We're on Xfinity Channel 26 throughout the state of New Mexico. On our Facebook page, the OD and the AM, and on the ProView Network YouTube channel. And, of course, you can text the show 505-246-0610. Fellas, how you feeling? Lose your edge a bit? Maybe tired at times, or maybe too many times, like too often? Getting a little puffy, a little chubby, a little soft, losing muscle, struggling to focus? Maybe you don't feel like yourself. All of that can be signs of low testosterone or hormone imbalance. I got some help for you locally. The team at Vita Vital Medical are Albuquerque's experts specializing in testosterone replacement therapy, ED solutions, and peptide therapy. What they do is help you restore strength, energy, confidence, and performance. They're local. They're right here in Albuquerque, and they know what works. This has been proven therapy, proven treatment all across the country. They'll get you back in the game with a program that's focused on you. What they do is they take the time to listen to you, to understand your goals, talk to you about what's going on with your body. What are you feeling? What don't you feel? Why? How long? What do you want? What are your goals? And then they create a plan that is tailored for you. Take action today. Feel better now. The number is 505-240-8559. 505-240-8559. You can go online. It's VitaVitalMedical.com. That's V-I-D as in David A. V-I-T as in Thomas A-L. VitaVitalMedical.com. And get back to being the man you know you are. Feel alive again with Vita Vital Medical, Albuquerque's hormone health experts.
This report is sponsored by Capital One.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more.
Out and turn it around. They could be dangerous down there. I mean, hell, they beat New Mexico. They're going to be dangerous. 81-65. They win in Laramie. Colorado State beats Air Force, who just got 81-52.
I wouldn't say they're scuffling. I would just say they're stacked.
Well, so is it? I would argue, and you might have to talk me off this ledge. That might be the worst team we've seen in the Mountain West. And now their coach has been suspended.
In this era of college athletics,
yeah,
they're never going to be good.
That's besides the point. This particular team, well, it's part of the point. No, I don't want to downplay that.
They can't get better.
They're horrible. They can't get better. So those good Air Force teams that we've seen, is that going to bleed into every other sport? You think? Is football done being good there?
I think football will be competitive. But I think you look at it, and I know UNLV and Air Force were big linchpins for the Mountain West Conference. Yeah. And wanting to make sure that Air Force is happy. Okay. Everything else at Air Force outside of football is the stuff that we pay attention to. Not going to be that good.
Let me correct one thing, and I got it on the text when you're right. I was telling you San Diego State, Grand Canyon Saturday. That's tonight. San Diego State at Grand Canyon tonight on FS1. So you can watch the Lobo game and get home and watch the second. You be at the Lobo game and get home and watch the second half of that Aztec game. But that's a big game. It's great. All right, 505-246-0610. Come on in today. Make your call on Lobo basketball against Fresno State tonight. You can react to anything that happened in the league last night. NFL, Mike McDaniel, the former head coach of the Dolphins, is expected to become the new offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. But at some point, you got to win. At some point, you got to win.
That's Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Post-game tears.
Look, I get it. You like this for Mike McDaniel? You like it for the Chargers?
I love this because this is Jim Harbaugh kind of stepping out of his comfort zone and getting a quirky offensive coordinator in there that is someone that multiple guys in the league talk about. It's not just, oh, he came from the Kyle Shanahan coaching tree. Shanahan has talked about, hey, there's motions and stuff that he brought to the table that I wasn't using that I use now. Like, that's how the game works. There's a style, you innovate off that, and I think Mike McDaniel has a really good offensive system, which, to your point, though, now this is what you want to see, is get healthy, you have Justin Herbert in that offense, and this is one, too, where Tua was one pick ahead of Justin Herbert back in the day. Now, Mike McDaniel wasn't the coach then. It was Brian Flores in Miami. But now you get to see what this offense would look like with Herbert.
They fired Greg Roman the other day, and this is where they go. I was listening coming into the new show behind us. It was Zach Toll.
Drake Toll. Westwood One Sports.
And he was saying he hates it because Mike McDaniel could have gotten a head coaching job. I totally disagree. McDaniel interviewed for a number of head coaching jobs and offensive coordinator positions since the Dolphins fired him last week. I mean, he's been on a interview tour. I firmly believe that if he thought that he was going to get a head coaching job, and if he was going to get a head coaching job, that he wouldn't take it.
He pulled out of the Browns. He was scheduled to have a second interview today, and he said no to that.
Yeah. Okay. And I would argue that you're better off being the offensive coordinator with the Chargers being the head coach of the Browns.
And I would agree with that.
If you're good and if it works, and if you get them over the hump, you can get back into the head coach.
But you're going to be a head coach of that team.
Right. No, that was the other part of it.
No, even if it worked for him in the Chargers.
Not necessarily. We there's this. What are the jobs that are open right now? They're not all bad teams. Buffalo's not bad. The Ravens aren't bad. The Steelers aren't bad. Like all the jobs that open aren't just bad teams.
This is rare that there's two franchise quarterbacks available.
Right. But they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm with you. I don't think...
Dude, a third of the jobs that are open in the league.
And I think we're going to see this more and more. I think teams are going to be more willing to fire head coaches, and we're just in this cycle of we're living the real life like people live sports on social media. And it's, if you don't win a championship, I'm firing you this season.
And we're watching it in college football. I mean, the amount of college football head coaching firing of really good coaches this year. In season, and then as soon as it ended. I mean, really good coach. I'm not telling you that Mike Gundy shouldn't have got fired, but Mike Gundy had a hell of a career. James Franklin got fired. Brian Kelly got fired. Look at the jobs that were open all across college. Big job. So I agree with you. What do you think of Daboll interviewing with Buffalo? I think that was going to happen. Do you like Daboll replacing McDermott, or do they need to make a big splash? Like for that fan base.
What's a big splash?
I don't know.
What's left?
Is McCarthy a big splash there?
I don't think. I think Mike McCarthy, and you've hit this well. He is not respected, and I don't know why. It's like you have these veteran coaches out there. This is the time where this is second, third chance coaching hire, and I think as we're talking about Mike McDaniel, I'm thinking Robert Saleh, right? Of that guy of go back, get your second opportunity. Well, he just got the Tennessee job.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he's wondering, man, should I held off a little bit, maybe interviewed for Buffalo along those lines?
I don't know if that's where Buffalo's going to go. I think Buffalo's going offense. I just do. I think Buffalo's going offense.
So that Brian Daboll. So Anthony Lynn is someone they're bringing back.
Anthony Lynn's who's bringing back?
Buffalo for an interview.
He's a defensive guy.
Yeah, the DC back a little while
he
ago.
Was the
before
Chargers head coach. He was just not good.
That only kind of got a chance because that's when they punctured Tyrod Taylor's lung to start the season, and then Justin Herbert started.
Yeah,
they weren't going to play him early.
It just that one makes no sense to me. Yeah, I mean the Daboll thing makes sense. McCarthy makes sense. I mean, Nagy's out there too. People seem to love that too.
Yeah, and I think the Buffalo job, it's a head coaching job. People are going to take it, but I think the reason why the first batch is Buffalo ties is because they're looking and they're like, this is weird. You're going in there and the GM has plausible deniability.
Yep, super tight with the owner.
And he was mad at Sean McDermott, calling out talent, this or that. And so if you're an outside candidate, you might be like, if I'm a Mike McCarthy, I'm like, do
I need that crap?
Don't need to walk into that. I can go interview with Pittsburgh again, talk to the Steelers.
And by the way, I could sit another year. I've got a lot of money. Yeah, I don't need that crap. All right, I want to go there. I want to look at the jobs that are open. Who's available? Who's been filled? Where do you go next? And I know there's Bills fans or Steelers fans. Where do you guys want to go? What makes sense to you as you go through this coaching hire? 505-246-0610. What makes sense would be to call LaBarge Landscaping now. Have them come out and take care of your yards now before we get to spring. Because once spring hits, everybody calls. Then the list gets long. By the time you get your yard transformation, it's going to be mid-spring, early summer, and you lose a bunch of the beautiful weather. Look, I've been enjoying my yards all year long. Why? Because, well, the weather's been great for the most part. We live in Albuquerque. We get it year-round. And LaBarge Landscape came over to my house about 4 or 5 months ago and just took care of both of my yards, front and back, and now I love them, and I like spending time back there. It was really that simple. For me, it got away from me. It was just I needed cleanup. I needed some trees taken out. I needed my grass was dying. My irrigation system was not working. They made it beautiful. They'll do that for you. If you've got an idea what you need, you want a water feature or a paver, maybe a putting green, whatever it is, they'll come in and they'll take care of that for you, and they'll create the yard of your dreams. If you don't know what you want, you just, I want something, but it's not this. Have them bring out their design team and look at the space you have, and they'll drop a bunch of different designs until you get exactly what it is you and your family have been dreaming about. A gorgeous landscape. You're going to get years of enjoyment from a landscape transformation from LaBarge Landscape. You're going to love it. Remember the people who get to enjoy that new landscape in the spring? Those are the people who call LaBarge Landscape now. And if you just need a cleanup, the leaves are still down, or you need some shrubs pruned, LaBarge Landscape does that as well. Go to their website. It's LaBarge, L-A-B-A-R-G-E, LaBargeLandscape.net. Bounce around the gallery, look at the beautiful projects they've done, and then give them a call and make an appointment at 505-345-3000, 505-345-3000. Whether your project is small or large, the answer is easy. It's LaBarge Landscape.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now. Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897.
They are home tonight in the pit over on News Radio KKOB. Lobos and Fresno State 6:30 pregame and a 7 o'clock tip. Robert Portnoy, Hunter Green. We'll have the call from Radio Row. Jack says, don't hit send, Jeff. Fresno State is 145 RPI. I got him at 140 at net. If Lobo basketball comes out on top, don't tell me tomorrow what a great win it is. Why do if I tell you it's a good win over a team, I'm not telling you it's the greatest win ever. And would it be a good win to beat Fresno State team? It would be a nice win. I don't know what a bad win is. Explain to me what a bad win is, Jack. Do you understand what if I can't tell you what a good win tomorrow?
A bad win drops your net ranking because that team is that bad.
So if you beat Air Force by 2, it's a bad win.
It's the semantics. If you can't play that game and understand when people talk, and sometimes, especially in sports, words slip out. Like, not everything's right. Not everything sucks.
I'm really careful to not overuse that word.
You're very good with that.
I really try to not
Jack
overuse that word.
just needing his 3rd cup of coffee this morning.
All right.
These are wins that are important to get, so they don't tank your resume.
It's a big win.
It's a good win at home in conference, so you don't tank your resume.
It's a big win because it could really hurt you if you lose. Yeah. It's a big win coming off a loss. And I'll tell you this. I don't know if it's a trap game necessarily, because you're coming off that game in San Diego where I don't care what they tell you, it was a little different for most of those guys. First of all, with San Diego State, it was on the road, and a lot of those guys going home. And you got Nevada coming in on Saturday, where maybe it's not as big to these guys as it is to you, but it's a team that's tied with you. It's going to be a game for second place.
And I like that this team doesn't care, and I'm talking about the players. Like, they don't care about Steve Alford. They don't care about Craig Neal. They just know that this means a whole heck of a lot in the conference race, in the standing. You can get the energy from the pit. Yeah. You can boo those dudes coming down the ramp, but peppering, Dayton Albury or Tomislav Bullion about Steve Alford, I'm glad that they're like, it means nothing.
Do you want them to know it means something to the crowd? Do you want them to know that game carries a little extra juice for the fan base?
I think they'll figure it out, but I
Well,
don't
sure.
need them like having takes on Seabalfer or something.
Yeah. You don't need to
It's a home
fabricate
game
it.
at the pit with a good team coming in.
I think the answer is, I understand it means a lot more to our fans, and so because it means more to our fans, it means a lot to us. But every game means a lot to us, and because you look at the standings, and it's a game for second place in this league, so that in its own right, understood that those guys coached here. I've never met them. I can appreciate that the fan base has a certain feeling, but I mean for us, it's a game that is at the top of the stage.
Bingo.
Can you feed those guys that line?
Pretty good.
You want me to write it up for Steve Kirkland and give it to him and just to say, here, guys, here's the line when they ask you about this crap?
Just look down at the note card.
Yeah, because that's it. All right. Sorry, Jack, don't hit send. All right, 4 jobs have been filled, head coaching jobs in the NFL. 4 jobs. All of them have gone to candidates who have previously been head coaches. John Harbaugh to the Giants, Kevin Stefanski to the Falcons, Robert Saleh to the Titans. And Jeff Hafley, he was a head coach at Boston College, but not a head coach in the NFL, right?
That is correct.
Still kind of, to me, a rookie coach in the NFL, but okay. What do I got left? I got 6 jobs: Raiders, Browns, Cardinals, Ravens, Steelers, Bills. You guys that are getting interviews who have been head coaches, Sean McDermott. Sean McDermott get a job in this cycle. You know where Sean McDermott feels really good to me? Pittsburgh. Does he feel like he works for you in Pittsburgh?
Yes.
All right. Sean McDermott, Mike McCarthy, Brian Dable, Mike McDaniel, Jonathan Gannon, Jason Garrett, Raheem Morris, all have been interviewed. They're not all getting jobs. Mike Tomlin is not even on this list because he said he's sitting out at least. So McDermott's crime was, from the reports that are coming out of Buffalo now, is he had the gall to question his general manager, Brandon Beane, about the roster and say, hey, we could use a few. We're not a Super Bowl roster yet. We need, we could use a wide receiver. He brought up the name that I brought up yesterday, Jacoby Myers, I guess, around the trade deadline. What about Jacoby Myers? And evidently, the GM, to your point in the last segment, who's really tight with the owner, went to the owner and said, our roster's just fine. Well, let's get rid of this dude instead of dealing with that crap. Right? I mean, that's a short way to put it all together. But really? Really? I guess I don't... that was his crime, was going to the GM and fighting for his roster. Is that the way you understand it?
Yes. Part of it.
Well, not winning.
Another loss. Blaming everyone else. And the GM's like, it's not my fault. I gave you the talent.
No,
There you go.
No, you just did. Who's your favorite coach these days? Would Sean McVay have won with that roster?
That's an NFL roster that won 12 games.
Yeah.
And lost an overtime game on a controversial call.
Yeah.
That is not a talent problem.
So the problem is what?
The problem is they needed someone to blame after another loss. I think Sean McDermott, it's fair to say, hey, I love Josh Allen to have another weapon. But you look at that play, the pass to Brandon Cook. And you brought it up yesterday. If Jalen Waddle complete that, is it just it's another receiver complete that catch? Like, it's fair to say, hey, they need more. Let's move forward. But again, like, we're talking about a team that lost in overtime on a controversial call against the number 1 seed in the AFC. They had ample opportunity. So I don't think it's this huge talent deficit. It's sometimes you need one dude to make a play. You need a kicker to make a field goal.
Players make plays. You need a receiver to catch the ball. Josh Allen put it right on his number. Come down with the football. Then you kick a field goal, you win. We're not even having this conversation.
Or you hit Dawson Knox.
Yeah, right across
the fourth quarter.
100%.
He goes in the end zone, and we're going like, can you believe Josh Allen did it again?
Yeah, exactly. All right, when we come back, let's have this conversation. What is eligible, what is not in college athletics? Because now you've got a former Alabama star who played in the G League, who entered the NBA draft, who is now suing for reinstatement to play college basketball, and he very well may win. Where do you come out on former pros playing college basketball? Remember, you got one who's really, 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 really good on your team. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho.
He played in the G League this season, like the current season that we're in. He's now suing the NCAA to gain immediate reinstatement to join Alabama for the rest of this college basketball season because the school's appeal for eligibility was denied. No, obviously there's compensation involved. You can make money playing college basketball. All right, before we dive into it, where are you on pros? And keep in mind, you've got one on your team. Tomislav Buljan is, I believe 24 years old. He played in the Croatian Professional League. He was a leading rebounder there. He is considered a freshman, although, the best of my knowledge, has only been granted 1 year of eligibility by the NCAA. Where are you, theoretically, on guys who play professional basketball playing college basketball?
I think there's going to be some tough conversations to be had, whether there's like a certain level that you're okay with, because not all leagues are the same.
Right.
And you can get enough basketball people in the room kind of say, all right, the G League equals what compared to all these overseas leagues? And do you say, hey, this is a ceiling. If you hit this level of play, you're not going to be eligible. Because right now, you can't say you're getting paid so you can't play college basketball. Because you're getting paid to play college basketball. Which is why these overseas players are coming in, or even guys that are like, well, I've just been in the G League, so why not go back to college basketball? Like, it's either you set a standard across the board of this is the level of play that's acceptable, or it goes back to if you sign a professional contract anywhere else, your college eligibility is up. You either get paid to play college basketball or you get paid to play pro basketball.
Or you combine them. I'm not sure I love this either, because I think I like what you just said, but I'm trying to play compromise. The clock that started, you get 5 years to play for when you get out of high school. You don't start your college career at 24 years old.
I think they'll run in a lot of wonky situations with overseas players.
Then you can put an age cap on it. But can you? So the latest complaint from Bediako, it cites, to your point, multiple G League players who have recently been cleared to play by the NCAA. Baylor's got a center named James Nagy. He was the 31st pick in the 2023 draft. First round pick. That's guaranteed first round money, right? He never signed an NBA contract, though, so he never got his guaranteed money. He secured his eligibility. He's playing for the Baylor Bears right now. There's other former European professional players you're familiar with that have been cleared to play. Their complaint in this particular case says, quote, despite being selected 31st overall in the NBA draft, Nagy was recently reinstated and will have 4 seasons of NCAA eligibility. This despite Nagy playing professionally for at least 3 seasons in Europe, including 2 for Powerhouse FC Barcelona. The NCAA's rules also create an entirely arbitrary distinction between student athletes who go directly from high school to professional competition, and those who initially enroll in college later leave for the draft and seek to return. That's part of the quote. He played for the Grand Rapids Gold at Bediaco this year. I mean, he's good. 10.4 points, 9.3 rebounds in the G League. That was last year. This year played for the Motor City Cruise. Played 5. Also played for the Austin Spurs. The case for him is somewhat unprecedented because although he wasn't selected in the draft in 2023, right, and he never played an NBA game, he did sign a two-way contract, that's NBA G League, with the Spurs back in 2023. No two-way player has ever been granted eligibility, and that's why this one's a little bit different. The president of the NCAA is Charlie Baker. He said last month, quote, the NCAA has not and will not grant eligibility to any prospective or returning student athlete who have signed an NBA contract, including a two-way deal.
I think he has a really good case of saying why our international players okay.
I don't want to get more into this, and I'm kind of curious where you all are. Bullion's been really good for you. Is this where you believe it should go? I'll give you John Calipari's quote on it. What he thinks he's doing a high school player. 505-246-0610. I want to dive into this a little bit more. Emails Jeff at sportsoutoflady2.com and JJ at sportsoutoflady2.com. Opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NNAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows.
9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
All right, it's game day for Lobo basketball. Lobos and Fresno State at the pit tonight. Over on News Radio KKOB, 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock tip. Lobos in Fresno State, New Mexico, trying to get back on track after dropping a 4-point loss in San Diego to the Aztecs on Saturday. Fresno State 9-9, 3-4 in conference play, 140 in the net rankings. And in one of those games, man, just take care of your business. Go out and I'm not going to tell you it's easy. But it's one of those where if you're going to be who you think you are, you got to win this game. Period. Right?
Yes, that's what it comes down to. If you're going to be a team that wants to take advantage of a slip up in front of you, looking at San Diego State, you want to be a team that keeps your resume in position to add to it and not have to overcome. This is the game you got to win.
UNLV beat Utah State last night in Logan, 86-76. So New Mexico now has a chance to. With their 2 losses, move back into a second place tie. Utah State and Nevada are both 6-2, and the Lobos could get to 6-2 with the win tonight. All right, we're having a conversation about professional players in college basketball, and specifically Charles Bediako, the Alabama player, the former Alabama player, who was drafted, who played in the G League, and now is suing the NCAA to get back into college basketball. His case, and here's a guy, right? He averaged 6.6 points, 5.2 rebounds. We played 21-22 season through the 2022-2023 season with Alabama. Not selected in the 2023 draft. Never played in an NBA game. But he signed a 2-way contract with the Spurs. Now, he's currently evidently enrolled in school at Alabama. If he's granted eligibility by this judge in Tuscaloosa, it would open the door for other young NBA two-way players to try to get back there. He's a 7-footer. He helped Alabama reach the NCAA tournament both of his seasons, then he entered the draft. Because he started his collegiate career in 2021, he would likely have the rest of this season to finish his 4-season window, JJ. This is what we're talking about, the 4 and 5 years, per the NCAA rules. So basically, I'm assuming they're just suing for this 1 year. His complaint says the school's petition for his immediate eligibility was denied because, quote, the NCAA's draconian rules. It states that he would not have left college in 2023 had he known that current revenue sharing and NIL opportunities might be available. Well, this is one of his attorneys. The NCAA's arbitrary and inconsistent enforcement of its eligibility standards is inflicting immediate and irreparable harm upon our client. This harm is particularly egregious given the NCAA's recent decisions granting eligibility to athletes with far more extensive professional experience, revealing a pattern of selective and inequitable application of its own rules, end quote. They're saying that they treat the Europeans differently, and this is kind of where you're going with it, is a European league at the same level as the G League. And they probably are treating them differently. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, Bullion, 24 years old, played, 3 years over there? The guy that we watched from Grand Canyon, 21-year-old from Turkey, he's a freshman. Where do you believe it should go? I know.
At this point, maybe age, say like 25, that's cutoff.
Age cap. Okay.
Because eligibility is going to be different for everyone else. They're going to sue and win. There's not something that's going to be across the board. And I look in, lawyers are always going to sue because billable hours. But what do any of these players want? You want an opportunity.
They want money.
And you want money. And so you're going to try to extend that for as long as you can. But at some point, this system is not going to be able to operate like everything else.
100%.
And that means that, you can just play here till you're 37 because you can keep getting paid. Well, there's not that revenue stream to keep it going for everyone to do that.
Well, and Calipari, Travis sent me this. He said, you guys see John Calipari's comments complaining about how coaches are focusing on recruiting older players with more experience instead of focusing on high school players. He also talked about the increase in signings of Eastern European players. Of course, he patted himself on the back for being the, quote, few remaining coaches playing and recruiting high schoolers. Guess he missed Lobo's starting lineup, huh? Travis. Well, I mean, the Lobos starting, they have 2 real freshmen. I say real. I know this bothered something. That real might not be the word. How about 2 traditional freshmen?
2 true freshmen.
Traditional freshmen. Uriah Tenet and Jake Hall were playing high school ball last year. I understand Tomislav Bullion is a freshman. And be very clear when I tell you this. I'm not mad at anybody. They're playing well within the rules. The rules permit you to go out and recruit and find and sign players like Tomislav Bullion or these G League players who have played professionally elsewhere and are now eligible to play college basketball. I mean, they're not doing anything illegal. They're not doing anything against the rule. I'm not mad. But to call him a traditional freshman, I think there is a distinction. Don't you think between Jake Hall,
yes,
Uriah Tenet, and then Tomislav Bullion?
Yes.
I mean, one's a 24-year-old grown-ass man, and the other one's 18-year-olds who were in high school.
And play the game. If you can play the game, play the game. If I'm Jay Snack right now, I'm looking at Bo Davidson, my GM, and be like, dude, is there any way we could come up with a couple $100,000 and look at one of these guys on NFL practice squad that hasn't played yet and get him to anchor our offensive or defensive line?
The difference there is almost all of those guys have expired their college eligibility.
What is college eligibility?
Well, playing 5 years. Yeah, push it. I mean, why not?
You have a safety that is entering his 7th year on your football team.
Yeah, I understand. 2 medical red shirts in a COVID year, and yeah.
You can find eligibility.
Yeah. And you keep getting creative, and you keep explaining, and you get a lawyer who's going to billable hour you, and and go fight it with the NCAA. And very well win because they're all winning. I got another email on this. It says, where the hell is it? Right. Oh, no, it's a text. Sorry. Milkman says, regarding prior paid basketball players entering college, hasn't this always been a thing with baseball? Many high school kids have been drafted and played/paid in the minors, only to go back and play baseball in college. Is that right? I know guys get drafted, but if they go play pro ball, they don't come back, do they? I might be missing out on this. That's not my understanding of it. Now, I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert on this. I flat out can be wrong. But my understanding of that is you have plenty of baseball players who commit to whatever the university is. But my understanding is if you get drafted, then you go. If you get drafted and you don't sign, then you're in college for 3 years. That's like Alex Bregman, right? He broke his finger his senior year at Academy. Knocked his draft status down from what they thought was going to be in the first round to somewhere lower. I don't remember exactly. He had committed to LSU, said, you know what, I'm going to go to LSU, and did 3 years at LSU and became the second overall pick in the draft. Isn't that how baseball works? I'm not certain I'm familiar with baseball players. Although now, I mean, I don't know. I think baseball is a great one. Guy go play 3 years of Double-A baseball right out of high school. It didn't work. Did he come back and play for the Lobos?
Probably can.
Probably make more money, right? Well, I don't make more money at LSU. Make more money at Ole Miss playing baseball. Yeah. It's a new world, man. And those of you who have high school kids that are on the fringe, man, maybe not like a first round pick kid or a kid who's going to LSU right away. But those of where are those guys? Is it less opportunities like John Calipari? It's an interesting conversation, man. It really, really is. Bourne says, get young. Let me get there. All right, I'll get to it. 505-2463. Bourne says the FM signal is down, Jeffy. I don't know. Question mark. If you're asking me, you're probably telling me. I'm going to guess that makes
Yes, engineering is on it.
Are they? I didn't even know. All right, 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610.
This report is sponsored.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The game was in Logan, so that's a quad 3 loss for Utah State, who was recently, I mean, when I say recently as Saturday, up to 15. They dropped to 26. Have they used all their at-large money now? Are they? I get that they're 15. What are they, 14-3 now? 14. They don't have a win to hang their hat on. Not yet. Have they?
They could have a great resume metrics-wise, but nothing that pushes them over the top if they're on the bubble.
They've got to win both at the Pit and in San Diego now, don't they?
So they have road games left at New Mexico, San Diego State, and Nevada.
Yep.
Those are all Q1 opportunities.
Yep.
Then they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Q2 opportunities as of today.
But they have nothing right now. So they've got a Q3 loss as of last night. What's the South Florida loss? Quad 2? Here, I just have it. So they've got
South Florida is a quad 1 game.
So what's then the Grand Canyon is a quad 2 loss. Where's South Florida at? What's their record?
They're at 72.
They got to stay above 75. Right? I think they're out of currency. Just because I don't see anything on their resume that says, well, yeah, but they beat Davidson. Yeah, well, they beat VCU. Okay. And that's the New Mexico thing. They beat VCU, but that was a true road game for New Mexico. New Mexico's got the victory over Mississippi State.
Which is a quad 2. So that's what Utah State has.
It's not
anything different.
I'm not telling you New Mexico's in much better shape. I don't know that New Mexico's got a whole lot of currency.
Mexico and Utah State are that Spider-Man meme, just pointing at each other. Don't take bad losses.
Well, and the New Mexico loss again at New Mexico State is right now quad 2. It's moved up to a quad 2. Boy, New Mexico State must have moved up with their win over Delaware. They moved up to 127. That's a big leap for them because they were 138 or something.
Yeah, and these are always going to be moving.
Yeah.
Till that final weekend.
Oh, well, where New Mexico State is, honestly, is a pretty big deal for you. It's a really big deal to stay out of that quad 3 loss. Tonight, Lobos and Fresno State out at the pit. Another big one in conference play tonight is San Diego State will be in Phoenix. They play Grand Canyon at 9 o'clock tonight. Big games. The Aztecs have moved up to 47 in the net. New Mexico's 41. I know I'm throwing these numbers at you, but it matters. So Mountain West, Utah State 26 in today's net. San Diego State 40, New Mexico 41, San Diego State 47. Nevada, who will be here on Saturday, 65. Boise State 71. Grand Canyon, and this is important, is 93 because you just beat them, and Colorado State 94. And now Wyoming at 100 after their loss last night. So what do you got, 6 of them? 7 of them in the top 100? Yeah, the team you're playing tonight is Fresno State. They're 140. Where you go? All right. 505-246-0600. Emails, jeff@sportsanimal82.com. Lobo Hobo says that is not college sports, Jeff. To me, college is the guy or gal that grew up in a clamshell in nowhere, Nebraska, and now gets a cot and 3 hots to put on the local uniform. We need to get back to that. Good luck. College shouldn't be 27-year-old dudes hitting on 20-year-old girls at sorority parties after signing massive NIL deals upon returning to school after a few years in the G League or playing the Gladiators or Albuquerque's baseball team.
All right.
Well, college sports is to Lobo Hope. And it's beautiful.
Yeah, we can all reminisce about the past. How life once was. How much a nickel could get you. But it's never going that far back.
Does it get drawn back a bit, though?
I think the only way it gets drawn back a bit is there's not necessarily going to be anything that makes you happy. It's just like, hey, here's the age cutoff and have at it. Like, I don't know what else to do. Because if you're having international players come over, then I have nothing wrong with these dudes that are like, yo, I was playing G League basketball. Why can't I go back to college?
So you think it's going to be an age cut?
Well, what else can you do?
Well, I mean, like I said, you can run the clock when you get out of high school, and I understand it's.
Well, then again, I think
but,
you
but,
can
but what if you run it at high school and or 18 years old?
Yeah. What if someone graduates at 17 or someone graduates?
Well,
at
that's
19?
what I'm saying. So you graduate at high school, and for the European players, it's 18 years old, and then you get 5 to play 4, or 5 to play 5. Because I don't know what the hell 4 is. Right. Andy Katz has put out a big thing too on it. All right, a couple others. This one's from Bourne on the NFL. Jeff, get young and stay young. That's the secret sauce for today's NFL. Yesterday I heard a shocking stat. None of the highest 15 paid dudes are playing in the Final Four. Got to get the most mileage out of these freshmen NIL deals. What he's saying is get a quarterback on a rookie deal and advance. AFC Championship game, you got both quarterbacks on a rookie deal, even though Bo Nix is out, right? Matthew Stafford sure as hell is not on a rookie deal, and nor is Sam Darnold.
There's nothing that's 100% certain. Like that take, get young, stay young. Well, there's complete opposites on either side. The AFC Championship game versus the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, I don't know that there's an exact formula. I think there's a way that you would like to do it, but nothing's exact. Rod says crummy Elite 8 games had bad quarterback play. Hot take. Jefferson, most of the season you play sunny 72 conditions, 72 degrees. Then the state tournament arrives, you play in that garbage. It was hard to watch. NFL needs to mandate indoor facilities for these northern cities. And really, was it that hard to watch? I'll give you the New England-Tennessee game was a little bit of a rough watch.
Is that weather or
bad play?
Drake May didn't throw 4 interceptions.
Yeah. Seattle sure looked fine. It was chilly and rainy. It wasn't even that rainy up I don't think the temperature had anything to do with Seattle, San Francisco. Denver was kind of beautiful in upper 30s, right?
And now this weekend, watch out.
Well, but it was 33-30 was the score. Yeah. Did the climate bothers you up there? Why, that was a hard watch for you, Rod, honestly? On a beautiful sunny day where it felt like the weather had nothing to do with anything? That made Denver and Buffalo hard to watch? The Rams-Bears game was a cold weather game. It was. And I'm with you. I don't buy into the whole, it's football. That's why they play the Super Bowl in as climate controlled as they can, whether it's going to be in Florida, California, or it's going to be indoors. I'm with you. I'm a fan of deciding your champion by playing the same game that you played all year. I'm, for the most part, with you, but to mandate, they're not good. And by the way, I don't think weather played a big part in any of it. Yeah, it was snowing a little bit in New England. That was bad quarterback. But Buffalo, Denver was a tough watch. And Seattle was a tough watch because they beat the crap out of San Francisco. That's why that was a tough one. But other than that. All right, 505-246-06. Email Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. When we come back, where do we want to go with this whole thing? You know what? Let's hear a little bit from Eric Olin when we get back. You down with that? Lobos and Fresno State, what Eric Olin had to say. He's the head coach of the Lobos. We'll hear from him when we get back. Fellas, how you feeling? I'm asking this a lot because I really think what Vita Vital Medical is doing here in Albuquerque is really making a difference for a lot of men. If you're losing your edge a bit, just feeling tired or gaining weight or getting a little soft, losing muscle, struggling to focus, you don't feel like you. All of it could be signs of low testosterone or hormone imbalance, and Vita Vital Medical can help you. Vita Vital Medical, Albuquerque's experts specializing in testosterone replacement therapy, ED solutions, and peptide therapy. What these all do is help you restore your confidence, your energy, your strength, and your performance. They are local, so they know what works here with proven medical theories, medical plans that help you get back in the game. They take the time to understand you and your goals. They sit down and listen to you. You talk to them about what's going on with you, your body. What are you feeling? What are you not feeling? What do you want to do? What are your goals? They create then a plan that is tailored to you. Take action today, man. Don't sit on the sidelines any longer. Feel better now. 505-240-8559 is the number. 505-240-8559. Or go online at VitaVitalMedical.com. That's V-I-D as in David, A, V-I-T as in Thomas, A-L. VitaVitalMedical.com, and get back to being the man you know you are. Feel alive again with Vita Vital Medical, Albuquerque's hormone health experts.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer.
I don't spend, the only time I spend on the Twitter is here. Like, honestly, I get in here and I kind of almost feel like it's doing my homework. And watching Utah State fan lose their mind over losing to a inferior UNLV team, dare I say, a remaining Mountain West team yesterday. And then their fans, well, I'm taking a break because you people are really mean to me. Because you dive into that cesspool. And look, those of you who are into it and love Twitter and love going back and forth, knock yourself out. I'm cool. Like, do your thing. Be a fan how you want to be a fan. But it's one of the grossest places ever as I read some of these comments going back and forth. And, you know, one fan's on there like, oh, my mental health, I'm losing sleep. And some of the things that have been said to me. And people are like, dude, what about the stuff you it's third grade crap.
You heard your student section?
Right? I mean, hey, pot, it's the kettle.
On those sheets they put out and the personal information and cell phones that you give out, but yeah.
Dude, I've been there. I watched it. I listened to it with my own eyes and ears. I was in Logan last January. I think it was last January for that Logan. When New Mexico went in there and beat them. And the stuff that is said, I remember walking into the game with one of the Lobo players. We got off the bus. I kind of waited and walked in, and the way people were looking at him and the stuff that was being said, just walking on the bus, from the bus into the building. And then when they got in the mob mentality, and you can just yell stuff out of the crowd. I mean, stuff they wouldn't dare say if they ran into you in a restaurant or in the hallway. And then, I got to walk away. Man, people are talking junk. Really? And I know not everybody should be associated with the Mavs, right? I mean, you say, that fan base is this. Well, I'm not like that, and maybe you're not. But you kind of get bulked into it. It's close. All right, Lobos in Fresno State tonight. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. All right. A lot of yesterday's press conference, J.J. from Eric Olin, was still focused on the game in San Diego on Saturday, where the Lobos got down in the first half, and Eric Olin was asked about the first half, and the observations from the first half and what he saw against San Diego State when they got down, because it was a big second half. So here's Eric Olin on the first half after looking at the tape.
Anything maybe just trying to do more to get them into a good position during that run. Like we had some empty possessions that I thought we probably could have helped them with. Those are the kind of decisions you think about, like, all right, we're coming up to the media. Should we have used one earlier? Like, out of timeout, got to send a good look. We're struggling offensively. We didn't have the flow we wanted for a long stretch where they kind of made the run to take control of the game. So, I mean, there's always plays or decisions that you want back, but, you know, I don't know that there was anything, like, major that we felt like we should have done differently.
Yeah. So, there's my assessment. Maybe we do a couple things there. And then the second half came, JJ. You know what happened? Tomislav Buljan. You and I talked about this yesterday. I thought the second half that he played against San Diego State on Saturday was the best half of basketball he's played in a Lobo uniform, at least that I've seen. Now, granted, I didn't see the Nebraska game and much of the Mississippi State game. That dude was a man, and it was a different dude. And I think you agree with that, right?
You look like a professional basketball player.
Oh, I see what you did there. Here is Eric Olin on his freshman's second half performance.
I think it's everybody. I mean, the recognition of matchups, I mean, you know, they were switching. You know, we always talk about there's two advantages, and I thought we didn't necessarily find the interior advantage enough in the first half. We talked about that at halftime, did a better job, but, you know, also thought he had a couple plays around the basket that, you know, he didn't capitalize on. You know what I mean? So it's always kind of more than one thing. So everybody needed to play better and play cleaner for longer stretches in that game to get the result we need.
Didn't sound all that impressed, did he? I guess that's a coach, though. You can always go find some. I was listening to Tom Izzo last night, post game after they beat Oregon up in Eugene, and you know they beat him pretty soundly. A good road game. Yeah, but we didn't play very well. We didn't shoot well, and you know I got stuff I can go back and clean up. And then he kind of smiled. It's stuff for me to get mad about.
Well, I think it was a little bit because it was Grammer following up on, hey, the first half, could you guys have started better? Hey, Tomislav Buljan, could he have been faster? And I think Olin was like, of course, but there's stretches in games, and you know, from the outside looking in, you guys wonder, well, you're up by 15 at half. Why didn't you win the game by 30? Like, it's not going to be clean, especially on the road against an opponent like the Aztecs. So I think he said where there missed opportunities to get the ball inside, sure. But then you also just saw a player in Buljan who started doing things we haven't seen, like ripping it baseline, dunking the basketball, catching it at the elbow, quick first step, and you're like, oh, okay, where's this been all
Seriously.
season?
No, really, though, right? I mean,
because he was kind of that bull in the china shop where he'd get the ball down low and you're a little like, oh, this doesn't look great, but he finds a way on the putbacks. No, that was like, okay, there's some skill, man. You're handling the basketball, that first step that Kenny Thomas loves to talk about all the time from the high post. Like, we saw that.
And the leaps, I didn't know that he was getting up that big either, by the way. You know, his acceleration to the basket, I just, yeah. All right. Late in the game, they fouled Miles Heide. Coach said that he instructed Buljan to foul Heide, who was a, 40-something% free throw shooter. Heide made the two. It ends up, in retrospect, being questionable. You're like, why did you do that? He was asked about that again yesterday, and here's what Eric Olin had to say.
Our free throw shooter in the 1-on-1, you know, we felt like that was an opportunity for us. You know, we considered in the first, I don't think it came up in the first half. It was something we talked about relative to the game, given Heidi's free throw shooting. So, you know, felt like that was the right decision at that time.
Fair enough. And dude went out and made plays. I mean, give it to Miles Heide.
Clutched up.
I'm going to tell you something. After watching Miles Heide play for the last bunch of seasons, his play this year, I didn't think he had that. I didn't think Heide had, like, the way he's been playing. Just got a text. I love that strategy with the fouling. I agree with him. I don't hate it either. It just didn't work in the moment.
It's going for it on 4th and 1 in certain positions.
Yeah. Dude stepped up and made a couple of free throws. I'm not sure I hate it. I'm normally in favor of extending the game. Like if I'm down 2.
But they're up 2.
No, I understand.
That's where I'm a little
yeah, I get it. But there's always that, like, I'm down 2. They have the ball. There's 37 seconds to go. So there's a 7-second differential on the shot. And I watch all the time. I watch coaches play it out. And I'm not a coach at that level. But
we play one on the radio.
Well, then I've coached at much lower levels. I start thinking it through. All right, let's say they take the shot with 2 seconds to go. By the time it gets there, A, I got to get the stop, and B, I got to get the rebound, and then I have 4 seconds to go. I'd rather extend the game.
Yeah, I think that's a different conversation
than this. So I agree with you.
And I'll tell you, have you ever got a 6-year-old to run a pick and roll?
You enjoy that, too. Yeah, you teach them the concepts early.
Then you might have something to say about Division I basketball.
All right, Fresno State tonight. You got a guy who can really fill it up. It feels like everybody who comes into the pit has a guy who can fill it up, and I almost expect every team that comes into the pit, that guy to have a spectacular first half shooting. I've watched it from anywhere from Alabama State to Florida Gulf Coast to Grand Canyon. Well, not as much Grand Canyon. I mean, it felt like every game I've done, and I think I've done 9 of them.
Someone goes off.
Someone goes off in the first half.
Yeah, that's usually in the question. It always happens pregame of when there's one player. You're like, all right, coach, is it, hey, if this guy gets his, we're okay as long as no one else joins him? Or are you going to commit more resources to player act?
Yeah, and they got one. Here's Eric Olin on Fresno State and the challenges they present.
Yeah, I think they're playing really good basketball right now. Won 3 out of 4, and the only one they lost, they didn't have Collins, who's a big part of what they're doing. So playing much better lately. Specifically defensively, they're doing a great job making it difficult for people. They have good players. They're well coached. Spatial awareness, alertness, into drive decision making. Understanding space, attacking space. When we stay out of traffic, we do a much better job of that. So. San Diego State's a good defensive team. Fresno State's a good defensive team. It's not 100% about us, but we do need to control things that we can to try to limit those as much as possible.
Yeah. Collins leads the league in assists. Bretters averaging almost 18 points a game. They've got a little bit of size. They bring a 7-footer in Jacques. Is it Jacques or Jock? But they bring a big guy. No, this is countless. This is one of those games where you just take a look at what Fresno State's done, and you say, all right, Jeff, whatever. This is the game you got to win. It's not. This wouldn't be a big win. You know why it would be a big win? And notice I'm not using the word great. And understand the difference between a big win and a great win. Okay? A great win is, if you'd have gone into San Diego State and pulled something like that I don't even know what that would be. I'm really careful. They had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They had a 6-game losing streak. They lost 7 out of it. They really struggled. They lost to Bakersfield and Northridge, and I mean they really struggled. Who've they beaten? Long Beach State, Utah Valley. I mean,
it's a big win because you have aspirations to play postseason basketball, and to do that, you can't lose games like this.
Do you know why? It would be a big loss. So it would be a big win if you can avoid the big loss. And that's really kind of at this point, and you've been doing this long enough. Difference between big win and great win. Every win's a big win at this point. It's like in football. We talk to coach every week. They play 12 games. Every week's a big week. But when you get to this point now where you're 14-3, or whatever, is that what you are? 14-3? Right? And you've got aspirations of getting to the dance, and your resume is what your resume is, or is not what it is not. A big loss is insanely damaging. You've already eaten your loss. Like your bad loss is already on there. And right now, New Mexico State is a quad 2. This would be quad 3. That's why it would be good. So go out and take care of business. It's one of those January games at home. So You can respond to what you heard, 505-246-0610. You playing Prize Picks? You can get in on it tonight and have fun with it. I'm looking at my Prize Picks app. Former Aggie Pascal Siakam tonight. He plays for Indiana at Boston. You got 10.5 rebounds and assists. You think he'll have more or less than that? You like Jaylen Brown tonight for the Celtics? 24.5 points, more or less. Or maybe you want to play Sam Hauser of the Celtics. 11.5 points, more or less. Prize Picks is really, really cool. It runs concurrent with your real favorite season, football and basketball and hockey and soccer season. It is beautiful. Download the Prize Picks app. Start playing now. It's easy, it's quick, it's a good time. We're all watching the games anyway, all the games, so you might as well make them pay off. You play lineups of 2 to 6 players. Then you pick more or less on their stat projection. When you're right, you cash in. Prize Picks is user first. All withdrawals are fast and easy. And get this, if your player, like one of your players leaves the game in the first half with an injury, doesn't return, Prize Picks doesn't count as a loss. If your player gets off to a quick start and you want to cash out early before the game ends, you can do that as well. Only on Prize Picks. Download the Prize Pick app. Use the code KNML. You'll get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's Prize Picks app. Code KNML. You get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup on Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient. They're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin.
Because if they're not as big when you win, but they're big if you lose, right? I mean, that's kind of where it is.
Never been bigger.
505
Best game ever.
0610. Ladies play on Saturday. James says, message to the women, Jeff. Death, taxes, and Lady Lobos beating Air Force are 3 things in life that are certain. How many decades when the Lady Lobos have been absolutely desperate to win to seem like Air Force is up next? Doesn't matter if the coach was Flan, Chez, or Bradbury. Fly girls have been that team for decades. And to behold, looked after 3 tough losses. Look who's on the shed. When was the last time? Have you got the notes yet? When was the last time Littles lost to Air Force? Well, you had one a few years back, didn't you? Kind of feel like it.
Don't have the updated notes for that one yet, so don't have the records off the top of my head. This is an opponent that you better beat. It's a must-win game.
Yeah.
Because we can tear this out. If you want to spend a couple minutes on this later, got some good takes on Mountain West Conference women's basketball with what we've seen so far, but it's a must-win game for us.
Yeah, I think it's begun kind of got to win. I mean, they can lose this game. So they'll be up at Air Force. That game is on Saturday afternoon. JJ will have the call.
And we'll see when we get back. Who knows what's going to happen this weekend?
What do you mean?
Is there a storm coming in or something? What is it?
Oh, yeah, you're going to get a little storm. You driving? You flying? Are you chartering? How you getting up there?
Commercial air flight, baby.
Into Denver or Fort Collins?
Commercial air flight into Denver.
And then driving down?
DIA.
You can get there. Not if the roads are closed. You can't. All right, keep them coming. 505-246-0610. When we come back, Baker Mayfield is going to go see his former coach, Kevin Stefanski, twice, now that they're in the same division. Baker Mayfield had some words for Kevin Stefanski via the Twitter because, well, everybody has words via the Twitter. Haven't we talked about that? I didn't realize the blood was this bad. It's the opening drive. You'll want to hear this next on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now. Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are one Eastern.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. all of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making
Coaching Carousel continues to spin in the National Football League. There's 6 jobs still open. Raiders, Browns, Cardinals, Ravens, Steelers, Bills. Filled a few. 4 of them have been filled. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck on a game night for little basketball. Home in the pit tonight against Fresno State. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. On the X, it's _JJ Buck. And Adrian is producing my look at that. Yep, timed out. Sorry, Adrian, I'm on it. Fix my camera here for you. Why does it time out after 2 hours?
That's weird.
It's I don't, ever since they gave me this new computer, they put the new computer in here. Yeah, so we're coming back to you, Adrian. We'll be back on the TV as
in 3, 2, and
all right. I always assume that the relationship between Baker Mayfield and anybody associated with the Browns was just assumed it. Not sure why, but the way it ended there. And if you look back at the Browns, first of all, the Browns did Baker Mayfield a big solid by not re-signing him and getting him the hell out. Now, I guess the option was to sign him to a $50 million deal at the time and keep him around, and he could have been their quarterback. But you go look at the history of what that franchise is, and they decided, nope, they were out of the Baker Mayfield business. And I remember having the conversations, and I'm not going to tell you I think it was the wrong decision. I think at the time, JJ, I was on the side of I just don't think you max out Baker Mayfield and make him the next highest paid guy, and he was up, and that's where it is. And so he left, and he went to Carolina, and then the Rams, and now he's found a spot in Tampa Bay, and he's their quarterback. Did I miss the spot? Did he stop somewhere else? Was he Carolina?
Carolina.
The Rams for a Thursday night game?
The Thursday night contest?
Yeah.
They won that game, right?
Yeah, they did. He showed up like an hour and a half before.
Yeah.
All right. So Kevin Stefanski was the coach at the time, and Kevin Stefanski was the brain trust that made that decision. Kevin Stefanski is now the head coach of the Falcons. They are in the same division as Tampa Bay. They'll play twice a year. So I don't know who D. Orlando Led better is. I don't know who this is on the Twitter.
He is the
he writes,
reporter for the Atlanta Falcons.
Right. He put out a tweet that said Kevin Stefanski had a dumpster. Basically, the context I believe this is because he's the beat reporter for the Falcons, is trying to justify or solidify or add context to the hire of Kevin Stefanski as the Falcons owner. And so he put out a tweet, said, Kevin Stefanski had a dumpster fire at quarterback in Cleveland. Baker Mayfield and Deshaun Watson failed, which started a chain reaction to 11 other starters. Quarterback Shedeur Sanders closed out last season with 7 starts. Baker responded on the Twitter, quote, "Failed is quite a reach, pal. Still waiting on a text/call from him after I got shipped off like a piece of garbage. Can't wait to see you twice a year, coach." Who's right here?
I'm pretty sure I've seen like Baker was like, all right, I'm ready to leave too. So simmer down on that.
Well, it got loud there.
Yeah, but Baker Mayfield is the type of dude who always has to have a chip on his shoulder.
Okay.
Which is fine. But I think he's trying to create something that's not necessary there. Like you got cut, you moved on, it didn't work out. Get in line. But for Baker, that's what he thrives on. Going back to college, being that feisty quarterback in Cleveland, even though he was the number 1 overall pick, so you were not doubted when they picked you number 1 overall. But then they cut you, and you got to grind your way back. And to get an opportunity in a good spot, it's hard after you've been cut. Like we've seen this resurgence with Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, but the list of quarterbacks that don't get a second chance is huge. And so what Baker has been able to do is phenomenal, but he's someone that always needs a chip on his shoulder, and he's creating this one now with a division rival.
I would argue the list of quarterbacks who don't get a second chances that are first-round picks is not very good. I think if you were drafted in the first round, you almost always, unless you're Josh Rosen, and even he got it in a couple of times. It's very, the Jamarcus Russells, the guys who don't get another chance, the list isn't very long. But that's not necessarily my point. Was he a failure? Is that what the quote said? He failed, right? And we're going to go to the phones for a second. Where's the quote? I lost it. It's, they failed. Did he fail? He was 20, 34, and 0 as the Browns quarterback. 1-1 in the playoffs. He got traded. His last season there, they were 6-8. The year before, they were 11-5. His rookie year, they were 7-7 when they earned the first round pick. Look, 20 and 34 is not good. Is that a failure? Was the team any good? What was around him? I don't think they made the wrong decision when they didn't sign him to a $50 million, 200-something million guaranteed deal like they gave Deshaun Watson, which is a horrible deal besides. Was he treated poorly there? I don't know. Was he going to accept the deal in Cleveland like he's got now, mid-30s, stick around for 3 more years? Was he going to take one of those? Because I think the answer is no, right?
I don't think they were. This is one where it made sense.
I agree with you.
It comes to an end, move on for something else. It eventually worked out for Baker Mayfield, and I guess I would say we don't see many first-round picks able to have a second act that's successful. Yeah, there's dudes that are on rosters, but how many are starting? How many are going to a team that actually has a pulse where they can have a Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield resurgence? And it's not, hey, I'm the quarterback of the Jets. Looking at you, Justin Field.
What do you think his record is with Tampa Bay?
Baker overall?
Yeah.
It's just a little bit over 500.
27-20.
Yeah.
Like, Baker Mayfield's a good NFL quarterback. He's not great. He's not. You know why he's a star? Because he did really good commercials when he was playing. The Prudential commercials were great.
Baker Mayfield is that group of quarterbacks that
good.
you can win with if you're able to build a full roster.
All right, 505-246-0610. Edward, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Good day, sir.
Good day, gentlemen. You know, I always tell my friends that are Cowboy fans that Baker Mayfield is the equivalent of Dak Prescott. And they hate hearing that. But they're very similar career trajectories. And I think Mayfield has actually had a little bit more playoff success. The fact that he won a playoff game in Cleveland, that's like a force multiplier right there.
Right? Who else has? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think he beat the Texans, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. But, hey, I want to talk about 2 specific games this past weekend. So, by the way, Will Campbell, who was the first-round draft pick for the Patriots, we were at the game in Cincinnati when he got hurt. he hasn't been the same since. So this weekend, JJ, Bonito's going to sprint right by him. And it might win the game for Denver, but I'll talk about that later this week. But he's been bad since he got injured, and he got toasted this past weekend against the Texans defense, and it should have cost him the game, but Stroud, boy, he just looked completely perplexed.
Yep.
So I do want to talk about the Buffalo game real quick. So Josh Allen I defended, and I still think that he's been the best player in the league the last 3 or 4 years. What he did this past weekend is indefensible. The fumble before half is inexplicable.
Great.
Like, you have to be better than that in that moment. The pass that he missed at the end of the game to the tight end, the 25-yard pass that would have won the game, there's mid-college players that make that pass.
And
now,
he does too.
The moment
man.
is big.
Yeah, he missed. Look, there's been two. He's missed that pass twice now. I'm going to take you back to the Eagles game where they went for 2 towards the end of the season. It was a 13-12 game, and it was a little. It wasn't even much deeper. It was just a shorter field. They had the tight end in the back of the end zone on the 2-point conversion, and he missed him. And he missed him on this play. And Josh has got to make that pass. He just, in that moment, he's got to make that. To be that dude, he's got to make that play.
1,000% agreement. And I know it's easier said than done, and it's from our perspective from the couch, but that's what differentiates the best all time from people that are really good and have really great, solid careers. You have to deliver in the biggest moments. So I was disappointed.
Let me back you up, though. Let me ask you something up. I'm sorry to cut you off. All right. What about the throw he made in overtime? I just watched it again. The one that was interception that was wrestled away from Brandon Cooks. He put that ball 40 yards down the field on a dot and pierced the guy's chest with it. And it's incumbent upon a receiver then to come down and hold the football. That was a winning throw, right? I go back to the 13-second game. And you go back and watch that drive. He made all those plays on that drive. He won the game with 13 seconds, except for he didn't, right? So he has in those moments, just not every time. We go back, we always talk about Jordan. Oh, he made the winning shot. How many times did he not make the winning shot, right? How many times did Mahomes not make that pass at the end? And there's been a few. There was a few for Brady, too. But because he's not gotten over the hump yet, we look at the ones he didn't make, and the ones that he did make didn't lead to victory. The Kansas City game will always boggle my mind because it should have been one of the greatest comebacks ever, and it wasn't. And the throw he made to Cooks 40 yards down the field, he pierced his chest. You can't make a better throw in that moment.
1,000% agreement, and I think that he's asked to do more than any other quarterback in the league, and that's why I think he's the best player in the league the last 3 or 4 years. They just, a series of bad luck. I want to briefly just talk about this, Jeff. In the Rams game, I'm just totally miffed by Ben Johnson. He went entirely too conservative. And I know that they had failures on short down. In that last play of regulation, you got to the end zone by a sheer miracle play. The Rams defense is tired, stunned, freezing. You're at the 2-yard line. You're at the 2-yard line, Jeff and JJ. Consider the multivariate situation, all the variables that are considered. Your best chance to win the game is right there from the 2-yard line. But he kicks the extra point. His receiver quits on a route and is jogging downfield. And the ball gets picked. And it's not only that play, but it's multiple plays, right? But it just missed me that these coaches who are brilliant, Ben Johnson's smarter than I am in many regards, your best chance to win is when you control your own destiny and you have the ball at the 2-yard line after a miracle play. You wouldn't have been there without a miracle play. And I just think these coaches, they get frozen in the moment, and it's inexplicable to me. I don't understand it. Hindsight is 20/20, but, if he's going to rely on his defense and you're playing against probably the MVP and 2 great receivers and a really solid defense, I think he completely blew their season.
I would argue that he got a little over-aggressive early. We talked about this yesterday. Should he have taken 3 points earlier when he went for it on 4th down twice in the first quarter?
You're right, and it's a summation of multiple things. So anyway, great games, but I do think that weird things happen in Denver, JJ. I've seen the weirdest things happen in Denver. I think Denver's going to prevail. I really do. Have a great day, guys.
Yeah. That's a good conversation. I don't have a problem if he would have gone for 2 and lost that game. In fact, as a Rams fan, when Caleb Williams threw that Hail Mary touchdown, I was really glad he didn't go for it. I was.
I am on board with that philosophy. Edward understands it. When you have the ball, that's your chance to win the game.
Yep.
Whether it's a 4th down conversion attempt, whether it is going for a 2. It wasn't necessarily at the top of my mind. It crossed my mind. It had to cross Ben Johnson's mind, the way he coaches the game, of, oh my goodness, we just hit that play. Let's go win this game.
Yeah. I with all the momentum, at that point, is it house money? But is it house money? I mean, it's easy to sit there and say it's house money because, the Rams did everything they could to win that game at that point. But now here you are. I don't know. What's my money now? Let's go cash the check.
Yeah. And if you miss it, then people will be yelling at you just like missed 4th down conversions earlier in the game. Like you make a decision, you live with it.
505-246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Center.
I'm JJ Buck with your.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Burrito Express is proud to announce that we're the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are one Eastern.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of
ProView Networks. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm an AM 610, the sports animal.
LaBarge Landscape is my landscaper. Didn't even know I wanted a landscaper until they came out and took care of my yard. I love what they do. They will take care of it for you as well. It's been about 4 months since they've been out to the house, and it still looks great. Don't wait until spring to get your landscape done. Have LaBarge Landscape come out and take care of it now, so when spring gets here, you will have that landscape transformation of your dreams. They came out to my house and cleaned it up for me. I had some shrubs, some trees, some crud that were just grown. My grass was dead. Sprinkler system was dying. They just took care of all of that for me. And now, because our weather's been so great, I spend a ton of time in my yards. Every time I pull up to the front yard, it looks better, and I love the backyard. You can have it as well. If you've got a friend who's got one of those yards and you've got a little yard envy, you can have what they have as well. LaBarge Landscape will take care of it for you, and you are going to be thrilled just like I was thrilled. If you know what you want, have them come over and take care of it for you. Do it. You're not sure what you want, but you know you want something. They'll send their design team out, look what you have, look at your space, talk to you a little bit, and they'll design sketches until you get exactly what it is you and your family want, and then you're going to get years of enjoyment out of that landscape transformation. Remember, the people who enjoy the landscape transformation in the spring, those are the people who call LaBarge Landscape now. And if you're just looking for a cleanup, the leaves are still down, or you need some shrubs taken care of, LaBarge Landscape does that as well. Talk to them about getting on a maintenance schedule as well. LaBarge Landscape is at labargelandscape.net, L-A-B-A-R-G-E, labargelandscape.net. Great pictures on there, show you what they do, and then call them at 505-345-3000, 505-345-3000. Whether your project is small or large, the answer is easy. It is LaBarge Landscape. JJ, got an email from HB. It says, did I just hear you complain about post times, Jeff? Hopefully you'll have a little more empathy for callers next time we have one of those 9 o'clock midweek kickoffs for Louisville basketball. Did I complain about a start time?
You ever hear about sarcasm?
What'd I say?
Because it's a thing where we were joking earlier.
What'd I say? I don't even remember.
You weren't complaining. You were joking about it's not a 9 o'clock time. It's when we were.
Oh. Or did I say I fell asleep during the Utah State game, which I did. I wasn't complaining about it. Utah State got up 12 about 12 minutes ago. The melatonin kicked in, and I get up early in the morning to do this highly entertaining and informative radio show. So I wasn't complaining, HB, about time at all. Saying, hey, you got a 7 o'clock game tonight. What I kind of like, I get to go back and watch the Aztecs on that late 9 o'clock. But I have incredible empathy for it. All right, 505-246-0610. We got Fred. Good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Fred.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, I wanted to comment on the Utah State game and also about Dent. But I'm going to just explain how important it is to make your free throws. Last night, Utah State was 17 of 31. That means they missed 14 free throws. UNLV was 21 of 25. They missed 4. And what did they lose by? They lost by 10. So, I mean, I couldn't believe that Utah State, 55% is all they shot. And then I want to finally congratulate Dent. Gosh, he just had a tough year. He had the best game ever last night. 23 points, 13 assists, 3 blocks, 1 steal. And what an important win against the quad 1 win for them with number 4 Purdue. I just thought that was kind of cool. And then also a friend of mine went to the game last night, and it was a sellout last night. And I think it's the first sellout they've had this year. So anyway, congratulations to Den. And then Lobos, make your free throws. That's the one thing that I'm a little leery on the Lobos on this team this year is the free throw shooting. So that's all I have, guys.
That's good. All right, a couple of things. On the UCLA win, I don't know if it was the best game ever, but Donovan Dent had 23 points, 13 assists. Tyler Bilodeau hit a three-pointer with 7 seconds to go. And UCLA beat the 4th-ranked team in the country, Purdue, and they needed it. UCLA is 13-6. 5-3 in the Big Ten, they beat Purdue. It was a huge win for them. They had a great crowd in there. Pauley Pavilion looked like Pauley Pavilion last night. That was one where there were some good games to watch last night. That was terrific. Donnie played 39 minutes, was 10 of 18 from the field. 13 assists last night. Only turned the ball over twice. Best game ever? Maybe his best game as a Bruin.
Probably his best game he has as a Bruin.
But I don't know if it was his best game ever. I'll tap the brakes on that. But yeah, that was a big deal. It was a huge deal, especially coming off of what Mick Cronin was complaining about. Mick Cronin was pissed. Do we have him, or you want me to read it? You have him? All right, let me set this up. Mick Cronin's UCLA team was scuffed. They've had a tough start, man. But they're playing the Big Ten. They just got back from a road trip where they had to go to Penn State and Ohio State. They split it. They get back and they got the fourth-ranked team in the country, the preseason favorite in the Big Ten. Here's Mick Cronin last night thanking the Big Ten for the schedule.
It couldn't be much worse. Couldn't be much worse. A, I don't think they care about basketball. That's just my opinion. B, you know, look, man, and they ain't moving the city of Los Angeles. I don't want them to. And
Hell of a coach. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. He's a great coach. Their losses are to number 5 Arizona, number 8 Gonzaga, on the road at number 25 Iowa. They lost at Wisconsin to beat Michigan. They lost at Ohio. They finally, and I say finally because I don't know. I mean that this win over Purdue is their best win. They beat Washington, Oregon. They beat Arizona State. I mean, they beat Maryland and Penn State. They needed that. Do you think he's just blowing off steam? I think the reality of UCLA, USC, Oregon, and Washington being in what he called, and he's right, they're in a Midwestern league. At some point was going to have ramifications. He says, I don't think they care about basketball. I think they care about basketball, but I don't think that's first and foremost, and you know that as well as I do. It's about football. And yeah, let's figure out how to make basketball and everything else work. I don't think he's totally wrong.
They care about revenue.
Well, sure.
And that's why UCLA signed up to join the Big Ten.
Okay. All right. So does he have a point? Should he stifle it?
It's really hard for people outside that bubble. And even if you're inside the bubble, you read off all those teams they lost to, and they're like, we're UCLA. Why are we losing all these teams? We should be the team that is winning these games. But there are... The thing in sports is coaches, you can't complain. It falls on deaf ears. Like, you let everyone else talk about it, but if you bring up, hey, we're dealing with this right now, or this was a tough part of the schedule. Oh, when it comes to revenue share, hey, the teams at the top of the league have this to work with. That's why we can't do this. People just go, wow.
Part of what you didn't hear, he says, I want to thank, this is a quote, I want to thank the Big Ten for giving us 5 of our first 7 on the road, bringing Purdue here on Thursday night, and we don't get back in L.A. until Saturday night, and giving us the team to pick to win the league on 2 days rest after 5 of our first 7 on the road. Really, I want to thank the Big Ten. And then he said, I don't think they care about basketball. Truly, that's just my opinion. Donovan Dent after the game, we know how good of a team we have. Just which one of us shows up that night. Either we're going to play hard or we're not. And that's been a struggle all season. I think we can build off this a lot and go on a big run. Donovan Dent. Either we're going to play hard or we're not. That's a stunning quote. No? Am I overreacting to that?
Sounds like they kind of figured out.
This is Pro View. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some...
Got a email from Lobo Hobo says, you're going to be UCLA a while, Jeff. They sent me this link. Mick Cronin signed an extension first of this year. His buyout's $22.5 million. They wait till April 2nd, it goes down to $18 million. They wait till April 2nd, it goes down to $18 million. Now, if he takes another job before April 1st, it's a $15 million buyout going to UCLA. $12 million drops to 8, 6, and 4. So he's locked up for me. I guess he's not glad. So no wonder he can say whatever the hell he wants to say. What's UCLA going to do? What's anybody going to do? I guess that's how it is. Lobo Hobo says, you sound like OD callers complaining about Lobo basketball, football schedules. When have I complained about the schedule? What are you talking? What did I say? Is it the same guy saying it? What did I say today that I complained about a schedule? Going to a 7 o'clock game tonight. You know what I'm going to do? I'm not sitting on press row tonight either. I'm going to sit in my seats tonight. I don't have the Robert Portnoy suite tonight. I'm not going to take up a seat from you and the other big dogs over on press row. I'm going to sit in my seat. Sure. 7 o'clock, yeah, it's perfect. What have I complained about? You're out of your mind. All right, HB also says Drake May versus Jarrett Stidham. Jeff, isn't... I'm going to guess I'm going to interpret what Edward was saying. JJ, do you think if you're CJ Stroud and your expectations, you're not Josh Allen. Yeah, it was horrible. It was. You were getting hit, you're rolling left, you just chucked it into the air. 6 the other way. I mean, I don't know. You pick your word. Awful is as good a word as I can find for that. I'm down with you. Yeah, awful. There's your word. You asked for it, you got it. All right, number one edge rusher in the transfer portal is going to LSU following Lane Kiffin, and he is leaving. Bum, 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 bum. Ole Miss. Prince Will Umanmielen transferring from Ole Miss to LSU. This is no surprise. Have you looked at Oklahoma State's roster? It looks like North Texas, doesn't it? Well, that's just, guys get, recruited by coaches. There's loyalties. I don't know that that's surprising. Nor it should. Do you believe LSU is going to be all that next year? Is LSU, because he gets no honeymoon, right? I mean, there's
you don't get a honeymoon.
Right. They expect to be in the playoff and contending for a championship next year, period. And that's it, right?
Yes. Playoff appearance.
If I said one of these teams is going to be in the playoffs next year, which one? And I said LSU or Indiana, who would you take? Because I'm not sure which way I would. I'm done doubting Kurt Cignetti. I Googled it. I'm done. As much as I wonder how sustainable that can be, I got highs, dude. I've watched what's happened the last few years. And I believe Josh Hoover going there, maybe I shouldn't believe he's as good as Fernando Mendoza, because Fernando Mendoza just won the national championship and the Heisman Trophy. But I've watched Josh Hoover.
Similar.
I like Josh Hoover a lot.
It's similar. Fernando Mendoza went in there with zero fanfare.
Mm-hmm.
I'd take Indiana. I'm not going to doubt Cignetti.
Yeah, I'm done doubting him too. A lot of pressure on Josh Hoover. He's walked into a spot. Now I'm sure he's getting paid. I'm going to guess his NIL's north of $3 million, and good for him. And I really like Josh Hoover. I've spent decent conversation. I'm not going to sit here and tell you we sat down for an hour, but Josh Hoover was the offensive player of the game at the Isleta New Mexico Bowl 2 years ago when he played at TCU. Spent a little bit of time with him at Big 12 Media Day this last July. I really like him, and I love his game. Love his game. And now I think you put him into that system. Now, I don't know what they got coming back receiver-wise to you. Is Cooper and Becker both gone? Because those guys were insane. But you start surrounding them with, because they were in the playoff, I think there's a fan base with money. And you and I have had this conversation. This is now going to be, how do you activate your fan base? It's revenue sharing. I was just reading something with Bavakwa, the athletic director at Notre Dame, saying that he believes that the cap on revenue sharing is too low, and he's trying to get that raised. But I believe that if you get to the playoff, and in this case the semifinal for Ole Miss, I think that whets the appetite of your fan base and increases your donation, hence increases what you have available to pay and keep and retain and recruit. And I think Ole Miss fan got a taste of something that they've been yearning for forever. And I think it increases, and I think they continue to be viable. Ben, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Ben.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. I just had a quick question for you. You guys, I just turned it on. I heard people talk about complaining about scheduling times and everything like that. In regards to scheduling times for the future, has the Mountain West figured out a media rights deal yet?
No. Because
I was hearing something about the CW. So if people are complaining now about scheduling times, just wait. And I want your guys' opinion. Is this the last year that Lobo basketball is Lobo basketball? Because it's getting to a point, as a UNM alum, seeing Hawaii and UC Davis and San Jose State and Grand Canyon, I'm just speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for all UNM alums. Just is not doing it for me. So I want to know what your guys' opinion is on that, because to me, I understand the basketball season's been a great success so far. Something's missing this year. I've gone to the pit, and it's not the same as last year or before. I guess we'll see when the San Diego State game comes, and we'll see what the energy level is then. But you hear it when they have done interviews with the players, and the players say, oh, that's what the pit atmosphere is supposed to sound like. Because they didn't realize all the time how the pit atmosphere is. And I think it's come down to the fans are kind of tired. UNM basketball, it's sad to say, we are getting left behind. If I read the report that UNM declined going to the Pac-12 that was as big of a mistake as them firing Rocky Long for UNM football. So I just want to hear your guys' opinion. Thank you for taking my call.
There's a lot. Thanks, Ben. First of all, I've never, ever heard a report that they declined the tax.
No. Okay. Nothing verifiable that's serious, other than probably some dude on Twitter who thinks he's an insane.
Yeah, never, ever heard that. There is no media rights deal moving forward. The CW may be part of it. CW's got him. Actually, the CW does a decent production. Is Lobo basketball? Is this allowed? Let's entertain that when we get back. I know I got to bring this break. So let's take this break. I'll get into that. Is this the last year? Look, what he just said. He's not the only Lobo fan who goes out there. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Center.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now. Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you.
Fellas, keep the team at Vita Vital Medical in mind if you're feeling tired or gaining weight or just struggling to focus. Still feel like you anymore. Could be low testosterone or hormone imbalance, and the team at Vita Vital Medical are Albuquerque's experts when it comes to specializing in testosterone replacement therapy, ED solutions, peptide therapy, helping you regain your strength and your energy and your confidence and your performance and your you, both on and off the field. They're local right here in Albuquerque, and they understand and know what works and what helps. They'll help you get back in the game with a program that is completely focused on you. They'll sit with you, talk to you about what you feel like, what's going on with you, what are your symptoms, what do you want, what are your goals, and then they will create a program for you to get back in the action today. Feel better now. Give them a call at 505-240-8559, 505-240-8559, or go online at VitaVitalMedical.com, V-I-D as in David, A, V-I-T as in Thomas, A-L, VitaVitalMedical.com, and get back to being the man you know you are. Feel alive again with Vita Vital Medical, Albuquerque's hormone health experts. All right, JJ, there was a lot in that last call. A lot. And he asked, is Lobo basketball in his last year being Lobo basketball? Hawaii, UC Davis doesn't excite me. He's not alone. Lobo basketball has to continue to be Lobo basketball, do what they do, schedule. There's going to be games that, non-conference are going to have to go outside of the pit and play games, neutral site, maybe even a couple of road games, and put themselves in the best place possible for what I believe will be another round of realignment here coming up in 2031, I think is when. 2030, 2031, right in that area, when the grant of rights runs out. Continue to be who you are. UNLV, I believe, will get better in basketball. Reno will be better in basketball. You got to hope Hawaii continues their upswing, that UTEP gets better. But his concern is a fair concern. It was Richard Pitino's concern, and he made it pretty clear before he got out of here.
Lobo basketball is going to be different. It goes from, you can call yourself a high major, you're mid-major basketball now. And the buzz is going to be lost for a little while. Fans are still going to show up to the games. There's going to be less pit games. It's not Utah State or San Diego State coming in. Maybe it's Grand Canyon in Nevada. And the new Lobo basketball will be, can you become the team that 2 out of 3 years is winning this league and going into the tournament?
The Mountain West going to be a 2-bid league. I think 3's stretching it. 1 is probable.
1.5. Probably where we'll be at.
It's going to be New Mexico, UNLV, Grand Canyon, Nevada fighting for a couple of weeks. Right? Air Force, I don't see, to your point, I don't see coming back. UC Davis absolutely concerns me. I haven't looked at them yet. Did you catch where UC Davis is? At 170. Now, 170. There's teams in your league that are worse than that. Not many, though.
But you're losing the teams that bring you up.
No,
You know,
that's San Diego State,
yeah.
Utah State, Colorado State, Boise State are on top of that. Wyoming's got to get better.
It's going to be different. And but got to get better. It's not going to get a lot better for those other teams. Kind of where they are now, I think, where they're going to be, they'll pop a little bit. Can you have, Wyoming and Hawaii? Could they constantly maybe like 100, 120 type team, which is possible. But you're going to be wrapping your mind around something that is different, and global basketball is always going to matter. They're going to sell tickets, but it is going to take a while to get excited about what the new Mountain West is.
Do you know where UTEP is? Any idea what their record, what their net ranking is? UTEP, according to the net, is 3-12. They're 283. 283.
Get to go to the Don Haskins Center.
Mud says it was like that when BYU, Utah, TCU left the Mountain West, and we were left with mediocre San Jose State, Utah State, Nevada. We'll be okay. Plus, what do you expect UNM to do when the bleeping fans don't put their butts in the stand? You want a powerhouse team, then make them a powerhouse. Quit your bitching, Lobo fans, and just support what we got. It could be worse. Yeah, it could be worse. Look.
It's not going to die, but it's not. This isn't. They're not picking up where you were when you had San Diego State and Boise State and these other athletic departments that were good and were able to invest. Like, at some point in time, it's not just going to be able to bounce back just because it did before.
You'll be okay. But, yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, his concern is real. All right, The Herd with Colin Cowherd is next. 0 for 2. The Jim Rome show is after that. Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas comes in at 4, and then you get a little basketball over on News Radio KKB. 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock tip with Robert Portnoy. Kenny will be in with Lobo Live after that over on KKB. Adrian always looks good. Appreciate the effort that you put in on the TV side. Thank you. He is JJ Buck. I am merely Jeff Symbieta. Big day for you?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Hey, be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove.